All right, man. Let's talk. So apparently, report going out there, and I did a short on there about Detroit Pistons not having any urgency to get a deal done. Let me say this first and foremost, because it's on my mind. I ain't really tripping on that, because things change and people put certain things out there. It could be used as a negotiation tool. It can be used as a negotiation tool as well too, to maybe get a better deal done, right? But let me say this. Boy, if the Pistons gotten to kill Alexander Walker, oh my God. He would have did what he doing in Atlanta for us right now. Oh man. We would need to get another scorer, to be honest with you. Shout out to him, man. I know he had the little issues with the people in the crowd and stuff, but he hooping. He got into a bigger role in Atlanta, and that's a huge part why they felt comfortable trading Trae Young. He hooping. Let me just say that he hooping. But yeah, back on a serious note. But yeah, I'm not really tripping because it could be used as a negotiation tactic, to get a better deal, or they just like where they at and they don't want to mess up the chemistry. And sometimes you don't want to mess up the chemistry. Sometimes you got a great thing going, a great group of guys that play for each other, and you put a bad apple in there, and it destroys the locker room. I remember when the Pistons made the move for Mark Aguirre over Adrian Dantley, and people was mad about it. And, because Mark Aguirre had a bad reputation, and he came in and it was a great fit. So, so for the most part, yeah, you want to make sure they know exactly the type of guys they want and what they want to do. They're similar to the Detroit Lions. As far as they got a type of guy that they want to put into a program, and they know what it is. So I'm not tripping on it, because I feel like the window's open. They can do it right now and get that score. Get a guy like Malik Monk. Get maybe it's rumors that they may waive CJ McCollum, or get a guy like Zach LaVine, or get that additional score, or upgrade that position for Tobias Harris with a PJ Brown, a Trey Murphy. Yeah, they can do that. But is it a rush? No, but I think it's a window of opportunity. I don't think it was that many in the NBA. I think it's washing their hands of some of these young players with attitude issues. But I don't think it's been this many guys that's been available in a long time. You talking about LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, who just got moved. Ja Morant could be moved. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, you just hear Trey Murphy. You just hear a number of guys, PJ Brown, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving. It's just a lot of guys that literally can move around, that can really help the Detroit Pistons, in my opinion. I'm not saying all those guys could, but they just need that other guy in a half-court situation in the playoffs when they start keying in on K, that he can go get a bucket. And I think Schroeder did a great job, and that's not even really what Schroeder known for. And I think maybe they like what Ivy is doing. And I like the way physically Ivy looking. Like, he seemed like he got more control over his speed, more patience. And at some point, and I mean, think about it too, when you get let's say they go out there and they trade for Malik Monk, right? That's my guy. There's going to be a transition to Malik Monk into integrating with the Pistons. Also, with Ivy, they're having issues. When I say having issues, but they got to transition him back into the Pistons. This is a guy that really never got his feet wet with Cade. So they got to transition him in. So that's why I guess why people expect to trade, because Tobias, he ain't doing well enough. He only shooting 33% from three. That ain't going to cut it. You can get that from PJ Washington. You can get that from Trey Murphy. And if you can get that percentage up to 40% from that spot, Pistons would be, indestructible damn near. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I get it, man. The window's so open and young. They hard working. You want to make sure you get the right guy in that locker room. You know what I mean? The right guy in there. So, whether it's a veteran that can come in and integrate, whether it's a young guy that's not egotistic and that's a team player. I got a team player, bro. But also, even when you get some guys that may not fit the description, as far as what a Detroit Piston player is, you know, for the Lions is grit, but for the Detroit Piston player is, even if you get that guy that don't fit that description, you know, a lot of times their leadership is so strong, like you gonna fall in line. You know, San Antonio was like that. You know, Popovich set the standard with Tim Duncan, and they're like, if he hard on Tim Duncan, guess what? Whether it was Ginobili, Steven Jackson, Bruce Bowen, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard, you know what I'm saying? He was hard on everybody. So when you set the standard with the head honcho, everybody fall in line. And I think the Pistons has got a really good group, and you should see where you can go with it from here now. You know, they call it the Thunder mantra. You know, that's what the Thunder did. They just kept building. Camaraderie, they close, they grew up together, and it just talks about, it really shows the character of the guys in Oklahoma City and Detroit, the character, how they was raised. That's the great thing about it. You know, a lot of people talked about how Trae Young was bitching and pouting and complaining how he was losing in Atlanta. You got to remember, he tasted victory, though. He tasted Eastern Conference Finals. And then to go backwards, you know, and how Cade just took it on the chin and just kept working and kept it faith. But for the most part, maybe Cade felt like a lot of it was on his shoulders with him kind of not, you know, being healthy. But everybody different. What is going on, man? Oh, it's a smart bus. I'm hoping it wasn't a train. But yeah, you know, everybody different. Everybody deal with stress differently, man. Some of us go to the gym. Some of us like to scream. Some of us like to game. Some of us like to do other things, you know, for that outlet as well, too. So, but yeah, man, I mean, I ain't really tripping about it really shouldn't be no urgency. Honestly. I mean, it don't have to, I think just for a score, but it don't have to be. Y'all young. You ahead of the timeline. I don't really think it's a big deal like that. You know, even if, you know, he's just young. So, but they hooping. They hooping right now. I mean, shout out to Woo. Javonte Green, that was a hell of a find. You know, if I'm coaches and I'm looking at, you know, coaches that have had Javonte Green on their roster, like, man, we can use that guy. You know what I'm saying? That guy, man, like, that was a great find. I mean, him and Ron Hollins kind of remind me of Lindsey and Mike James. They some pit bulls on the grind. You know, they some pit bulls, bro. They always coming up with steals. Woo, Javonte Green, you know, and Ron Hollins, man, the motherfuckers, man, pit bulls out there, man, on the ball, man. You know, I mean, where did they get that guy from? Like, you know, y'all, that's what I respect about the NBA, man. Y'all talk shit about Bronny. Bronny will bust our ass. The average hooper, oh man, Ronnie would do 7, 93, 11, man. But man, everybody in the NBA can hoop, bro. All them professionals damn near around, especially overseas and shit, all of them can hoop. All of them can hoop. You know what I'm saying? They put us, the regular hoopers, to shame. That's what I respect about the NBA, bro. That's what I respect. All of them can hoop. All of them can hoop. Damn, Chuck E. Cheese still doing their thing? Yeah, get your grandma. Yeah, get your grandma. She out here struggling. Get Granny. I'm glad she came back and grabbed her Granny. Granny out there, I'm fighting for my life. Granny, I'm fighting for my life. It's cold as hell. Shit, cold as the motherfucker out here, especially right off this water. Shit, I don't blame Granny. Granny, she like, I'm getting to the door. Granny was like, I'm fighting for my life. All right, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out your first listen top playlist. Peace.